Welcome to Bosch Professional Live. My name's Danny and I'm here with Lawrence, our portfolio manager, which I'm sure you've all met before anyway. So what are we looking at today, Lawrence?
Well, Danny, today we are going to take a look at the seldom seen kid of the Bosch Professional portfolio, which is our brilliant hand tools range. So we've got a number of things to show you, lots of familiar things, but we just want to take you through really the finer features, the design features that make these hand tools just that little bit better, and also make your life a bit quicker and a bit easier when you're hard at work.
Brilliant. So with all of our live streams, the comment section is open, so put any questions that you've got in the chat. Lizzie's behind the scenes there taking a look at the comments. She's going to interrupt us a few times, no doubt, throughout the live stream, and we'll ask the questions as they come. Anything we can't answer, we'll pop in the comments and ask later. Again, yeah, where should we start with our hand tools?
I think we should start with pliers, because we have a fabulous, somewhere around here, 3 plier set.
I can't work
so
out.
I thought we could take a quick look at those and just talk through.
There you go. These ones are straight out of the box, so if I pop it out in the display piece there.
Nice, okay.
Alright, so this is a 3-piece kit we have here. I pop that just there. So you can see we've got a standard set of gripping pliers in here, a set of long nose pliers, and also a set of side cutters as well. So perfect for cutting wires, pretty much any sort of width on these particular models here. We have, as with all of these items here, we have chrome vanadium structure for the actual main metal part of the cutters here, and also I'll have to check my notes for this, but this is an SEBS material, which stands for styrene, ethylene, butylene, styrene. If that sort of information is really important to you, you probably know more about it than I do, to be fair. But it's a good ergonomic soft grip material, fantastic for regular use for these. So brilliant, well manufactured as well. The fact that the blades come together so accurately on the cutting point, it really is great.
Makes it nice and accurate to work with, nice and easy as well. You notice if we go back into the close-up camera again, the point of pivot, or the fulcrum point at the top here, if you can barely see that, is slightly moved forwards. Okay, so in a standard kind of DIY hand tool design, you'll see this kind of thing right in the middle. But the reason why we've done this is to actually make the tool a bit stronger, to give it much more resistance, so you can apply much more pressure, and hopefully it will last a lot longer as well. But as Dan says, it's nice and easy to handle, lovely ergonomics on these. You've got the rubber grip points, rubber grip shoulders, I should say, on all 3, which is a nice feature. And they are just good, sturdy pliers, aren't they?
The interesting part about it, as you said, with that forward-facing fulcrum point, you wouldn't necessarily know that if you pick these up to use them, but once you have used them, you really do pick up on the extra leverage that you have on them as well. So again, you're not going to end up with sore hands from cutting material with it. It's fantastic. Again, the long nose pliers, similar construction, similar handles material here. If I put it around that way, you can see that. So nice long nose pliers. Full chrome vanadium. This has a matte finish as well, which is a lot easier for cleaning up, to be fair, and quite a nice gripping surface if you have to actually grip hold of this end of the pliers at all to manoeuvre the material close by. It's very, very comfortable to hold. And again, with the standard plier set that we have here, very much the same as you'd expect from a high-end set of pliers. Really hard wearing gripping surfaces. The knurling on here is quite deep and really does bite into the material that you're trying to turn, or the fastening that you're trying to turn. So yeah, all in all, a fantastic set, and it all comes in a thermoplastic insert which fits perfectly in an L box.
Yep. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, so this will fit in your 102L box or 136L box, fits in there lovely. With the 136, of course, you can stack these on top of each other, so you can get more tools into a toolbox. So really, really well packaged in there.
Nice.
Right, so where do we go from here? Why don't we try quite a new addition to the range, actually.
Yes, indeed.
I've got one popped over the side here. This is quite a new item. This has popped up quite recently into the range. We have a set of wire strippers, similar structure that we were talking about before with the pliers. Same handles, same gripping surface, but this has the wire stripping section on the end. If I can bring this up a bit higher, you might get a better view of that. There you go. So we've got the knurled brush adjustment on the end here, and the locking wheel to allow you to set the size of the gauge of the wire that you're actually stripping perfectly every time. So if you're working on a similar wiring gauge, then you're all set up, so good to go. You don't have to keep adjusting it or anything like that. So good old fashioned, very well tried and tested set of wire strippers there. So yeah, really useful.
Yeah, designed for a, well, one-handed use, so they're nice and easy, and they will strip wires up to about 10 mil. That's what it's designed for, with the head there.
Yeah, that chrome vanadium really does hold a sharp edge on there as well, so it does bite into the insulation and allow you to strip the wire quite effortlessly.
Yeah, yeah, nice and easy. Okay.
Right, so we'll take a look at the next item on the agenda. We have a collection of screwdrivers. Now these are the Phillips and slotted selection. You can see it's also in a similar box here than we did with the sorry?
Just before you do, we've just got a question come in from PF Cutters asking about the pliers, asking what the thickest diameter wire the pliers can cut up to.
16 gauge, I believe. Or...
Which was that the diagonal side or the combi? Let's have a quick look.
They haven't specified.
Okay.
I seem to remember 16 mil for some reason.
We'll have to check that and come back with but we've got the details somewhere, just not immediately in front of us, and I can't remember. I'm ashamed to say.
Right. So yeah, do I have a look at any other questions?
Yeah. The combi he was asking for.
The combi plier. Okay. Yeah. As I say, I don't have it right in front of me, but we'll dig it out and come back to you on that.
And then another one from PF Cutters. Are those high voltage protected pliers for wiremen?
They are not. No. So we are currently. I don't know how much I can say about this officially, but we can't. Yeah, we can't call them insulated because they're not insulated. I mean, the colour of the tool gives it away. Insulated hand tools have to be red and yellow. I think by law. We are some way down the line of developing a set of insulated hand tools, but that's all I can say for now. So keep an eye on this space, and there'll be more to come on that very subject.
No, that's fantastic. Right, so we'll carry on.
Screwdrivers.
Screwdrivers. So yeah, we've got a 6-piece set here. So that's it's 6 slotted and I believe 6 Phillips. So we've got various sizes here, ranging from the slotted 3.5 mil.
Let's take this one out.
Yeah, 3.5 mil is the smallest one, which I think is this one just here. So 3.5 mil, 7.5 mil, and I can't quite read that. I think it's the 6 mil on the widest one there. And the Phillips is PZ1, sorry, PH1, PH2 and a PH3 in there as well. So you've got a good range of screwdrivers there. So it's a good starter range, even if you're starting out in the business and need a starter set of screwdrivers. Fantastic these. What I quite like about the slotted ones is right at the tip. I don't know whether you can see that on the overhead there. Ooh, if I get that nice and close.
You have to be really close.
There
we go. Nice.
If you see the tip right at the end there, it's not tapered right the way to the end. There's a flat section with parallel sides, and that really allows the screwdriver to lock into the slot-headed screw and give you a real positive turning force in this as well. There's a few other advantages to these particular screwdrivers here. We have a straight through chrome vanadium shaft that goes right the way up to the cap there, one piece, and we've also got a strike through tip on the back of the screwdriver here. So if you need to apply some impact pressure to a particular fastening to undo it, that allows you to do that as well. And also, even if you want to put a little bit more turning force into it, we've also got the hex nut.
Glad you mentioned that, because I was about to jump on. I thought he's forgotten that one detail and I can have it, but no. Danny knows everything. But yeah, no. I'm back to Danny's point about the strike plate at the top here. I mean, we've all done it and we'll all continue to do it. Sometimes screwdrivers are useful for more than just driving screws, opening things up, freeing things, chipping bits of material away. It's common application. So that's why we've got this one-piece, super high tensile chrome vanadium shaft with the strike plate at the top there. it's a nice feature.
There you go. Yeah, that's really good kit there. Do you want to move on from where we are now?
I was just going to say it's also worth mentioning that despite the fact that you don't see a posi in this version, there is a second version of screwdriver, or a second execution, a second 6-piece kit available from the range as well that does have the ever popular posi head shaft tip.
Yeah, I think that's from TORX 10 up to about TORX 30, so it's a good range kit there as well. But again, real more of your more used application hand tools there, so really good, really useful.
Yeah.
Got a couple of questions from PF Cutters on the screwdrivers, asking if we have an 18-inch screwdriver.
Ooh, no, not as far as I can remember.
No. But that's one for us to take away.
Yes, certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think our largest one currently is the slotted and the Phillips, the 8mm and the PH3. I think they're the largest ones that we currently do in our hand tools range. But yeah, good idea. Yeah, they've definitely pushed that one forward to the development teams.
Yeah.
And then also from PF Cutters, how long does the magnetism on the screwdriver tips last?
Well, I've been using these quite regularly in the workshop. Sometimes I prefer the more analogue approach to doing a screw up. It's a lot more, gives you a little bit more tactile feel to it. And I've never had any problems with them. They're still holding the magnetism, the ones that we have in the workshop, and we're using them pretty much every day. Yeah,
it's probably not something that you can really put a solid timeline on. I wouldn't have thought, because you can always damage a magnet if you drop the tool or expose it to bad things that magnets don't like. So yeah, I don't think we can answer that straight. Look after the screwdriver and hopefully it'll last a long time, we'll say.
That's it. Well, with a strike through handle as well, you'd have thought it would be designed to take some sort of impact anyway. So I would say,
hopefully,
yeah, that was makes sense.
Okay.
Right.
Let's move on.
Let's move on. So, right, what do we want to look at next?
This is your favourite, isn't it?
Yes, I'll tell you, I'm going to let you go into this one because I've talked.
Well, I'll start, but then you feel free to jump in any time. So we have this set of ratchet spanners. I forgot what they were called then for a moment. I think you can't do this in front of Daddy. So yeah, a lovely set of, again, chrome vanadium is the material that we use, as you can see on the flip side here. And it's a full set of 10 spanners from 8mm up to 19. So again, wide kind of application range, lots of different jobs that can be done. But the thing that we love about these spanners is the glide ratchet system here. So I don't know how close we can get there again, but if you take a quick look there, you'll see that it's a glide system. So there's no click, there's no kind of resistance at all, really. You can just work with it nice and smoothly, and it's been hugely popular. I like it a lot. Yeah,
I'm a fan of these as well. So having come from the motor industry myself, ratchet spanners were always they were a bit clunky back when I was in that particular field. But these are less than 3 degrees of travel between the activation of the roller rocker or roller ratchet that you've got in there. And they really are. If I hold them up to the microphone here, you can see they're almost completely silent. You can barely hear it at all. Yeah, fantastic bits of kit there as well. And they've also got that matte finish as well, so a little bit of extra grip to the surface there as well. Yeah, no, really nice set this. Obviously comes at 8mm, 10mm, 12mm, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 and 19mm. So yeah, it's a really comprehensive little set as well. Also comes in a lovely piece of dense foam here as well. So chuck this in your L box.
Yeah.
It's designed to fit in there. You're not going to get it rattling around or anything. You're not going to get this interfering with any other tools that you have in the box.
Yeah, keeps the spanners protected in travel and keeps them nice and organised as well.
Yeah. Yeah, no, fantastic.
In theory.
Really do like this bit of kit. These are quite recent, these ones as well, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
No. Got a question come in from Wolf Louis saying, I've got the black coated set of these that came in a pouch. Are they an older generation or just another colour that's available?
They are exactly the same, but just in a different colour. And they are available through one of our distributors, who shall not be named for the sake of this this live stream, but basically, yeah, they're exactly the same product. They just went through a different distribution channel.
I believe they came in a pouch, though, didn't they? So
Yes.
this is the only one that comes with the foam
Yep.
lock-in mechanisms on.
And then also from PF Cutters on these, do you have the flexible head on each end of these sets?
Flexible head.
Yeah, I think what he was referring to is you
Does
can
it go
get
both
ratchets
ways?
with this this flicks either side there.
Okay.
So you've got a little bit of sort of ease of
Tolerance.
access to certain areas. These ones don't. This is the only ones that we currently have in the range at the moment. So unfortunately not. No, they're straight when it comes to the actual design of them. There's no cantilever or anything.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Right.
What are we looking at next?
What have we got next? Right. So next is two sets. We'll look at these both together. I've got them in packets, but I'll get those ones here. So we have two sets here. One is the TORX set, and one is the hex key set. So two little comprehensive sets here. Anyone out on the market's probably seen something similar to this before. We've got the ball end on the hex key set, and the TORX set, quite comprehensive there, also works as a security TORX as well. So we have the holes in the end of these TORX keys to allow you to use it on security TORX fittings as well. So yeah, no, fantastic. Two little fantastic kits there of really strong, very high tensile materials, allowing you to put maximum torque through them. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, and again with a nice kind of satin finish on these as well. So they look and feel premium. Was it 9 pieces per set, I believe? From 1.5 mil all the way up to
10.
10. Yeah.
Yeah, so yes, S2 hardened steel these, so yeah, really a tough material there. You're not going to be able to twist that, not with any normal application anyway. No,
Nice.
fantastic. So yeah, the ball end obviously on Allen keys allows you to give that little bit of extra access when you're not necessarily bang on the fitting. So really useful for multiple applications, automotive wise. They come into their own. They really do. Yeah, cool. Got any questions?
Yeah, just
believe.
on the spanners before, asking if we've got any 90-degree spanners.
90-degree? No, it's only literally those ones at the moment. They say it's the straight ones, no offsets or anything like that. I think if you're referring to crow's feet, which is another type of spanner, which has the open end and a 3/8 drive or half-inch drive hole in there for a ratchet, not in the range, no, not currently. But again, it's something that we can look into. It's definitely a worthwhile tool to have for poor access situations. Fantastic bit of kit.
Absolutely, yeah, and we have a team. I mean, the professional hand tools range has been hugely popular, so we are looking at developing the range of products further and wider. So never say never, and as before, anything we haven't heard of or come up against, kind of, or come across, shall I say, in our travels and conversations with various user groups, we will take back and start those conversations with the product team.
Fantastic.
And then another question from PF Cutters. Do you have large size sets of the ratcheting spanners, like up to a 3-inch ball?
No, again, not yet. It's really, I think the first spanner set were really designed for sort of smaller or more common industrial, automotive and construction work. So the bigger spanners, which you obviously could use on much larger vehicles, commercial vehicles or agricultural, we don't have anything yet, but again, never say never.
And then another question asking if we have security TORX sets for drills.
Right. If we talk about accessory-wise, we do sort of accessory kits that have the TORX bits in them in quarter drive. I think we also do a set where they're quarter drive impact as well. So yes. So far as the hand tools thing, no, we wouldn't do an impact for hand tools. It's not really the area for it. But yes, I'm pretty sure that we do. If there's any specific ones that you want to know about, just pop it down in the chat, and I can certainly take a look for you. Yeah, that's probably the best thing.
Yeah.
And then finally, I think you covered this, but might need reminding. Regarding the Allen key set you just showed, do you have those in TORX tips and security T-tips?
Yep, these are the TORX tips here. These are the secure ones. So they'll do your regular TORX fittings as well as the security ones. We don't do a set of these without the security holes on the end there. But because of the S2 steel that they're built from, you're not losing much in the way of torque. There's still plenty of material there to provide an adequate amount of turning force for even the tightest fastenings. So, yeah.
Nice.
Right, so we're going to move on to next. I think you've got one of these.
I've got one of these clipped to my belt, Danny. So this is one of my personal favourites. It is, of course, the 5 metre tape measure. Move these away.
Yep.
And just put that there. We'll zoom in on that in just a moment. But the thing I like about this tape measure is really just how well designed it is. Lots of consideration has gone into this. It has plenty of features, including a soft rubber overmould for easy grip. We have the nylon bonded blade, which has a standout of 2.7 metres. Okay, so it is pretty strong. You can see, you kind of get a feel for that when you look at the curvature on it. It is metric. It is metric only because we are a metric nation, but we are having conversations about trying to get a dual measurement blade on there as well with Imperial, because we know it's still popular.
Yeah, very much so.
But you've got the push button release and hold underneath, which just makes it nice and easy to work with really across the room. Not everybody has that. And of course you have the lock at the top as well. So if you just want to lock it on and leave it, move it around, that's nice and easy to use. And then one of my personal favourite features really is the magnetic tip with the dual hook, top and bottom. Okay, so whenever you need to latch onto something, whether it's track, whether it's CLS, whether it's rafters, whatever, wherever you're working with, you can stand one side of the room, hook it on, and it's fairly stable. You may see there under the close-up camera, because you've got quite a lot of depth on the bottom, and then you've got that little hook on the top as well. Just makes it a bit more flexible and easy to work with. Yeah, really, really well designed tape measure. You've got a belt hook on the back. It's nice and sturdy. And the last thing I'd say is that it's also got a great mechanism inside. So with cheaper tape measures, if you pull them all the way out and get to the end of the reel, quite often the mechanism will break and they won't wind back in. This one has been designed to take some form of abuse. I'm not going to say all abuse, because of course there's a way of breaking it, no doubt. But if you use it correctly, if you use it with a little bit of sympathy, then you can keep winding it all the way out, all the way back in. That mechanism is nice and sturdy, and it's been designed again just for construction use rather than lighter work.
Yeah, it's interesting because you wouldn't have thought there was much innovation going to a tape measure, but really there are some really clever ideas that have gone into that.
I agree.
Yeah, the magnet on the end for me is an absolute winner. I'd say it's saves having to have someone else there sometimes to measure it. If you're measuring off of a ferrous material, perfect.
Yeah, I think this is a great tool. Just don't tell our measuring team.
We've got a few questions come in about this. How far does the measuring tape extend till it kinks and collapses?
2.7 meters is the standout. Okay, so the kink and collapse bit is where you have the measuring tape drawn all the way out there. Eventually, it will reach its limit, which is almost. There we go. 263 on that occasion.
Surprisingly far, to be fair.
Yeah.
And then another question asking if we have an 8 metre tape.
Yes, we do. We don't have it in the UK just yet, but it is on its way. It does exist, and it is coming. So it will be large. Well, it'll be very similar to the 5 metre tape. It doesn't have the push button underneath, but then you're working at much kind of longer distances if you're using an 8 metre tape. So yes, one does exist, and we are expecting it imminently.
Yeah. the lock button will be fine for that anyway. It's just
Yeah,
another extra
exactly.
feature, isn't it? But yeah.
Yeah.
Another question asking if it's water and dust proof.
I don't think I've ever seen ingress measuring on.
No,
on tapes.
there will be no IP rating for it. But at the end of the day, the tape measures are designed to take quite a lot of abuse on a job site anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would imagine it will take a fair bit of abrasions, even against the actual measuring blade itself. It's pretty tough. That is a tough material, that blade, anyway, to be able to stand off for that distance. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about that too much. Anything, run it under a tap, you probably knock out any dust that would get in there anyway. It's not like you would have to lubricate something like this on a regular basis. So no.
And then also another question asking how durable it is against drops.
Well, I've dropped it a few times and I've never managed to damage one yet.
I don't remember seeing a drop test number actually, and theoretically one would have been done. So look, we won't put a number on it because I can't guarantee that number, but it is sturdily built, and it does have this rubber overmold, which is both designed to give grip, but it also absorb a bit of shock when it does impact. So it's a strong tape measure. There's no doubt about that. I just don't have a figure for the drop test.
No,
See if we can get that.
Question from PF Cutters. Do you plan on bringing out measuring tapes with lights?
Not currently, but as we always say, of course, never say never. Quite possibly in the future. As I imagine that would be particularly useful for an electrician, or if you're working somewhere without power and you're working in tight spaces. I can definitely see the advantage of that.
Yeah.
And then another one, what does auto lock mean in the tape measure's name?
The auto lock,
I think that's the button. Is that the button underneath?
I'd say that's the big red button up here. Yeah, good question. Auto lock. I haven't read up on that one.
I think it's the button underneath.
I mean, yeah. If you see, if we can zoom in, you can see there, right? This red button here. When you hold the tape measure, you naturally have a finger or two underneath it, so your fingers are naturally in position to put pressure on that button as you're holding the tape. So I think Danny might be right. I think it could well be this button that you will find yourself, or you find your fingers pushing against anyway as you use the tape, and that would probably be the auto lock. And then of course as soon as you release it, tape winds back in. But you do also have the fixed lock on top, so you can just flick that down and that blade is not going anywhere.
Yeah. If you're repeating measurements over and over again,
Yeah.
last thing you want to be doing is retracting it and having to feed it all out again.
Another question asking if it has a hole in the end for hooking onto screws.
It does not, actually. No.
It's got a cutout here for dropping onto fixings, but no cutout to actually hook over the head of the screw. There you go. That's a good shot of the.
And the magnets on the back as well. Yeah. Yeah. So no hole, but you've got the hooks and you've got the magnets as well.
Presumably we can have a method of constant improvement for these products anyway.
Yeah.
So it's well worth you letting us know that these are things that you use on a regular basis, because we can always, when we're looking into the next design or the next iteration of these products, we can put that towards the design team and better improve our products for the user at the end of the day.
And then finally, for now, we've got a viewer saying that this is just like the videos that play on the tiny TVs in every DIY shop. Love it.
Oh, good.
There's a compliment in there somewhere, Danny. We'll take it.
That's great. Right, so what's the next item we want to move on to? We've got a whole range of this next item, actually. I think you've got all three of them over there.
I have, haven't I?
Yep.
Look at this. 3 levels for us.
There's a joke there somewhere, but I'm not going to say it because it's terrible. Right, so yeah, these come in. We've got a small one that Lawrence has got just there, medium size and large. The large is 120 centimetres long. The medium-sized one is 60 centimetres long, so 600 mil, and the smallest one there, which one of my favourite ones, magnetic as well. This one, 25 centimetres long, so 250 mil. But yeah, perfect little levels there.
Yeah, really nice to use. Very sturdy material. They're aluminium, box level design, as the eagle eye amongst you will see, and then you've got 3 points of reference on each one as well. Okay, so yeah, versatile, very robust, with that aluminium design, and nice and clear to read as well, which I really like.
Yeah, so extruded aluminium, but with machined surfaces top and bottom, so real precise levels there. Yeah, cracking bits of kit. But, yeah, available in 3 different sizes. Very easy to understand, as with any spirit level.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got UV resistance. Rob's laughing at us. UV resistance in the vial as well to make it nice and clear to use to work with, even on a bright sunny day, much like the weather we've had recently. So they're just good all-round designs, aren't they?
Really? It's not like it's an innovative technology here. This is kind of something that's been around for quite some time. A lot of people out there are still using spirit levels that have been passed down from family members. So it's a new take on an old technology, but real nice piece of kit though.
Yeah, got a bit of shock resistance on the ends there as well with these rubber caps, which is quite a nice feature.
Because it only takes a little bit of damage on the end of one of these to knock it out of level completely, so you need that machined surface.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Levels get bounced around in the back of vans and on job sites all the time, so they're almost a consumable when they're used every day. Exactly. And if a level is not accurate, then it's no level at all, really.
Got a couple of questions come in about these ones. Why not include a spirit level into the stud detector for quick and easy marking?
Not a bad idea, but the stud detectors, I think, they tend to be, if you're talking about our detect range, you're looking at something that gives you literally a live feed of exactly what's going on in there. And they tend to come with a cross markings on the outside of the screen, which allows you to give an accurate marking anyway. When you're talking about a level, it's not really something that you would use for marking studs. Mainly because it is literally a live reading. You always have a view of exactly what you're looking at. So, yeah, not a bad idea. I mean, I'm sure that some people would find it very useful, but it's not something that I think they've applied to any of the technology that we currently have. So, again, useful piece of information that we can pass along.
Question from Dave's Workbench, who has the 2 smaller levels, but wants to know why the rubber stops on each end and slightly, I think that is meant to say protrudes on one side, slightly proud on one side.
I've got
that's a good question.
Medium one here, but as far as this one here is concerned, obviously you have to have the rubber doesn't quite go to the end on either side. That's because you don't want it to interfere with the actual level that you're actually taking off of the flat surfaces. If, for instance, you have one where the rubber's sitting lower, if that's what you were referring to, then that's not right. No, it could be that you've got a bit of solvent on there and it's expanded the rubber slightly, maybe, and it's got in the way.
If I may, there is a protrusion. If you're talking about the profile, then there is a protrusion here and here. These act as feet, so they're like to give grip and stability. If you are using the level
on the side like that.
Yeah, on the side. Oh, I've moved away from that. Sorry, I didn't realise you were doing. Our director's not in today, clearly. So yeah, if you see, it's very difficult to see on the camera because it is only slight, but it's here on one side of the level. They act as feet, and that gives it just a bit of grip. And it's the same on all 3.
Do you know what? I'd not even noticed that before. I've used these several times, but surprising. Yeah, absolutely makes sense.
There's so many features to them that it's quite easy to forget some of the small details, but yeah, that's what that's for. Good question, thank you.
Great. No, that's not that one.
And then just finally for now, a suggestion, suggesting a spirit level bubble on top of the drills to know if you're drilling straight.
Now that's something that we can talk about, but only in the case of one of our drills. Our most premium drill, the GSB 18V-150C, actually has an angle detect feature. So it doesn't have a spirit level, But I really like your thinking, because what it does have is an electronic angle detection sensor inside and an LED on top of the drill, which tells you when you're veering off the desired angle that you've put into the drill. You've told the drill that you want to drill at. So that idea does exist. It doesn't exist on all of our drills, but it's
more of a digital solution rather than the analog one that we have here.
Yeah.
But again, incredibly accurate.
Yeah.
Really is accurate.
Yeah. And a great idea.
And then the other way round from PF cutters, asking if we plan to integrate that angle detection on the GSB into the spirit levels in the form of a digital screen lighting up when the plumb reaches level.
Right. Well, we have our measuring tool range for that. So
Yeah.
our GIM, which I don't think we've actually covered in a live stream, but it's one of those niche products that we have in our measuring tools range. That's basically a digital inclinometer. So that'll do basically the same job. It's a digital angle detection that you calibrate on basically a spirit level. It looks exactly the same as a spirit level. Yeah.
All right.
So no more questions. We'll move on to our next item, which is I think you've got one of these.
Knives. I've
hanging
got
around
one
over there.
somewhere. Let me just get rid of these levels,
Yep.
and then,
Right down here.
and then we can talk about knives.
Oh, I've got one. I've got
You've
my
got
one here.
You've got
yeah.
one. I've got one. Well, let's just we'll both hold our knives, shall we? Okay, so yeah, I'll kick things off then. So really, we have two knives in the market. One of them is a snap-off knife, which is one that we don't have the blades for. So sadly, we can't show it today. But I can tell you, it looks a lot like your typical snap-off knife. It does have a nice rubber grip. Top and bottom, but it's just it's a simple tool. We know how they work. They know we know what they do.
They use a standard 18mm depth snap-off blade, so yeah, it's something that's readily available no matter where you go.
Yeah, definitely worth mentioning. But I think what we'd like to focus on is really the folding knife, which again has been hugely popular since we launched it. Because it's a folding knife, so it's a very common tool. There are lots out there. We like to believe that there's none quite like ours, because it's just been designed with a lot of thought and with a lot of consideration for anybody that's using them. But yeah, it's a brilliant knife. It's got a nice metal body to it, which makes it feel. Sorry, not metal, is it? Is it? It feels like metal to me, but it's plastic over the metal mechanism. Isn't it?
There is a metal pocket inside there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very tough.
Yeah.
But it has a soft grip surface on there, which as you can see around here, soft grip surface, and that allows. So I've got initials on there. But yeah, soft grip surface there allows you to. Well, so it's not cold in the winter as well, but it gives you a good solid grip on it.
Yeah. And then in addition to that, we've got onboard spare blade storage there, if you can see. And that'll hold, I think, I haven't measured it, but it's 5 or 6 spare blades in there. They stay nice and sturdy, but it's just really convenient. So if you do need to change mid-application, mid-job, and you know where near your tool bag, you can change blades quickly and easily. Blades pop out at the front here with this little red button. We just push it down, and without stabbing ourselves in the finger, you can see there we have our own line of blades as well. Obviously very sharp, hence why I'm being a little bit tentative as I handle it. And then it's just a simple red push button, and you can lock the knife back into place. Belt hook on the back, and even another hook solution, shall we call it? A loop?
Yeah, so say if you want to put that on a lanyard or something, or have it hanging off your belt, they're perfect.
Yeah. Great all-round folding knife.
Yeah. We also sell the spare blades. There's a pack of one there, but again, very similar to any sort of utility knife that there are out there on the market. But because we've created our own, we also create our own blades as well. So it's useful to know that you can get these on order when you're ordering other items as well. So you as you need them, they're there. No, fantastic. So, any questions on that?
Yeah, I got one question from PF cutters on those. Are they durable enough for scribing metals, concrete surfaces that would affect the sharpness of the blade?
Wow.
They're standard utility blades, so yes, obviously they will go blunt with use. They're a consumable item at the end of the day. But yes, they will mark metal. If you put a nice fresh blade in there, then yeah, you'll mark metal with that, you mark wood with that, it's not a problem.
And then just one come through about the spirit levels, if we've got any plans for longer ones, 1,200 millimetre and 1,800 millimetre.
So the longest one we showed was 1,200 mil, but a 1,800 millimetre, again, nothing currently. We just have the 3 in the range for now. But there may well be some scope for development there. I'm trying to think if there's anything that I've seen recently, because yeah, there is something vaguely familiar in the back of my mind. For now, I'm going to say no, but of course, we'll keep you up to date if we do hear rumblings or see an example of a different type of level in the range.
No, we're all good. Right.
Great.
So we'll move on to the next exciting item. Oh, you love this one yourself, don't you? So
Yes, this one brought me some notoriety, didn't it, within our internal team. So what we have next is, I'm not sure how quite best to demonstrate. Let's hold it up to camera first. It's a utility belt. It's a very well designed, high tensile nylon. It's a very, very sturdy, very robust.
I think it's 1000D, isn't it? This particular material.
Yes.
It's incredibly hard wearing.
Yeah, so it shouldn't get cut or sliced or damaged unless you're really, really attacking it with something sharp. But yeah, it's a utility belt that features both these little blue stripes, which are actually reflective, which is a nice feature. Yeah, okay. Let's get it closer to camera so you can see. I can't really demonstrate the reflectiveness here, but believe me, this part here on the belt loops is reflective. And then also you'll see this sort of additional loop that goes all the way around, and that is for the ProClick system. The ProClick system is a nice simple way of quickly fastening and unfastening the pouches that go with the belt. Now, Danny really wanted to watch me put this on.
Yep.
So let's see if I can get it around the right way today.
The clasp on the front of this is really quite...
It's nice, isn't it?
It's nice. You get a good positive click with it.
All metal.
Yeah, all metal catching system, so yeah.
Yeah, nice and easy to release as well. Again, I can't move in and out of the close camera, but these two red bits, clips top and bottom, just squeeze them together, and very, very quick and easy to use. There we go. So yeah, really robust, very, very strong, very comfortable because it has the padding that goes all the way around. Quick release buckle is great, and of course the ProClick compatibility makes it very easy to use with, and I will, perhaps you can hand me one.
Yep, we'll move on to the next section as well, which is also... There's
the
one that's
storage pouches.
Loaded up here. So this is the GWT, which is the 2-pocket pouch that goes with the ProClick system. So.
And what I was about to do on the close-up is show you the hooking mechanism, just to demonstrate how easy the ProClick system really is. Nice and easy. So hook them on, as many as you want, you know, depending on what you're up to, how far up a ladder or crane you are, and how accessible the rest of your fixings or drill bits are below. Yeah, we've got 2 pouches in the range. This is the first one. Lots of elastic pouches as well on the inside to make it sturdy and reliable to keep your drill bits or your fixings in place, because yeah, it's just a lot better when they're not rattling around. And again, 1000D nylon. You've got reflective, what do you call them?
Piping.
Piping, yeah, thank you, around the edges. And you've also got this nice little stand at the back, this flap that essentially just pops out. Yeah. And allows you to, chuck it down.
If you're up a ladder and you've got a surface nearby and you don't want this hanging off of your belt all the time, you can pop it straight off and stand it up, and you've got instant access to your screws, nuts, bolts, you name it. Yeah, really kind of handy bit of kit that. But yeah, that's the 2-pouch one.
It is.
Should we show them the other one?
Let's show them the 3-pouch.
This is the 4.
Is it a 4?
I think it's a 4. It's 1 pouch inside another pouch. So this is the what is it? GWT4. So yeah, so you've got 1 pouch here, 2nd pouch in the front here, and there's 1 inner pouch inside that one there. I'm not sure whether you can see that. It's quite difficult with the sort of, it's just a
black
sea of
on
black,
black,
isn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
But there's a pouch inside here as well, inside that one. So yeah, very similar mechanism as the other one. This clips on your belt exactly the same way. We've also got the little flap at the back there to stand it up exactly how you did. before. You've also got a hammer hook on one side here as well, which allows you to pop your hammer in there. So you've got all the tools on the belt, really easy to get hold of.
Yeah. If you're roofing, if you're framing, then this is probably the one for you.
Yeah.
Loads of storage space for fixings, and it's nice that it's compartmentalised in the way that it is, because it means you can keep your fixings and your accessories organised in there.
Yeah. You've got a drawstring section on the top on this front one here as well. So if you've got things that if this is dropped that you're worried about them falling out, there's no reason to drop it because it's clipped physically to you. You can pull the drawstring on that part section at the front here, and all of the fixings are secure inside there. Yeah. Any questions on these two?
On the work belt, asking if we have the jack type of work belt that shapes the fluorescent construction vest with all the extra pockets.
I've not come across one of those before, but it's an easy question to answer. We only have one type of work belt for now, which is this utility style belt with the padding and the clips.
I think they're available in two sizes as well, aren't they? It's
They are.
93 and 102.
That's right, and they are.
But they've got a bit of give in the end of the belt attachments as well.
They do, absolutely. There's a little bit of extra should you need it. So
I've not heard of anything, but we do currently work in conjunction with any other, especially high-vis. So.
No.
And then another one on the belt, is the harness that Sortimo make going to be available in the Bosch colours for this belt system?
I can't really comment because A, I don't know, and B, we only really deal with.
Since funny you say that, since our L-Box live stream, I've got a contact now with Sortimo Direct, so I can certainly look into it. If it's something that will be useful for our side of the market over here, or especially with the Bosch range of hand tools, then it's something we can certainly look into.
Yeah, and I need to do my research, clearly.
Right.
All right.
I think we've only got one item left to actually take a look at. In fact, this one's one we've covered a few times before on a couple of other live streams. This is our GWT 20 Pro Click L-Box compatible tote bag. So again, this is 1000D Cordura, same as the tool belt and the packs that clip to it. But this is in the form of a tote bag. This also fits, as you can see here on the end here, this clicks directly on top of our L-Box system, our Sortimo L-Box system. Incredibly tough material, plastic inner liner here. Again, we had trouble on the last live stream with shooting into the black hole that is this. But very, I lift that up. You can hear it's a pretty tough material in there. So you can throw bits in and out of there all the time. Also
puddle proof.
Yes, it's fully sealed at the bottom, so yeah, that's the reason. I wouldn't try floating it, but yeah, puddle proof, no problem.
Yeah, yeah, nice, well-designed tote bag with the Pro Clip compatibility as well, so you can quickly sling your pouches on the end, and you can even attach. Well, I think you've probably already done this in a previous live stream.
There you go. I've got the medium-sized one here, but obviously it will accept.
You can attach your level to it and keep it nice and sturdy during transport.
Yep. So, I'll put that on there.
But no hand tool presentation would be complete without, of course, the right bag to carry your hand tools around with you.
Ah, fantastic bit of kit. We've also got clips on the end here for your tape measure as well, whichever size that you have. And if I spin this round here, you can see we've got cubby holes right the way down the side of the actual bag here to take all sorts of bits and pieces that you may want to carry around. But perfect. Also, if you already got into our mobility solutions with the L boxes and you have a nice stack of L boxes, just pop this on the top with the caddy as well, or the trolley. Yeah, perfect. It's everything on the go at the same time. Really quite a fully integrated system.
Yeah. Okay.
So, any questions on the tote bag at all? I think we covered it a few times. I think. No, we're all good.
All right.
So right, I think that's it for the hand tools. We've covered everything off in the range. Obviously, is there anything else that you've got ideas about and you want to let us know about? Then pop it in the chat or in the comments for the video. As with all of our live streams, they go to a video afterwards, so you can watch them over and over again if you wish. I mean, I'm not quite sure what else you've got to do with your life, but that's fine. But yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. As always, you'll get an update whenever we do another video, so keep on top of exactly what's coming out, and of course, if we have anything coming out, it's going to be on here first. So right, I'd say goodbye from me.
And I'll say goodbye from me.
Right, thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us.
Bye.